It was an ordinary afternoon at St. Helena's High School, where the lunch bell had just rung and the cafeteria filled with the buzz of chattering students. Laughter echoing off the walls, trays clattering, and the faint smell of pizza and fries mixing with nervous whispers of teenagers. Among the crowd sat Alina, a quiet, shy girl with long black hair that she often let fall over her face like a curtain, hiding her expressive eyes from the world. Alina wasn't just shy. She had lived her entire school life trying to be invisible, choosing corners over the spotlight, silence over confrontation, and books over gossip. Yet despite her efforts to blend into the background, the bullies always seemed to find her, like predators drawn to the quietest prey. Today was no different. The queen bee of the cafeteria, Cassandra, with her crew of loud and cruel friends, spotted Alina sitting alone at the far end of the room. Cassandra's smirk widened, sensing an opportunity for entertainment. She whispered something to her group, and laughter erupted like a cruel chorus. "Hey, mouse girl," Cassandra called out across the cafeteria, her voice cutting through the chatter like a knife. Alina froze, her fork suspended in midair, praying they would ignore her, but she knew better. Her prayers always went unanswered. Slowly, Cassandra and her gang strutted over, their heels clicking like drums of doom. The cafeteria quieted, students' eyes shifting, some curious, some sympathetic, and some secretly thrilled at the drama about to unfold. Cassandra leaned over Alina's table, her perfume overpowering, her voice dripping with mock sweetness. "Still eating alone. Doesn't it get lonely?" "Oh wait, of course it doesn't. You're used to being invisible." Laughter erupted from her friends. Alina clenched her fists under the table, her heart pounding, but she stayed silent. That silence, however, was like fuel for Cassandra. With a quick motion, Cassandra tugged at Alina's uniform collar. "What are you even wearing? This looks so outdated. No wonder nobody notices you." Then, before Alina could react, one of Cassandra's friends grabbed her sleeve and pulled hard. The sound of tearing fabric echoed, sharp and humiliating. Gasps rippled across the cafeteria. Alina's uniform was ripped, her shoulder exposed, and heat of shame flushed her face. Tears stung her eyes, but beneath them something else stirred, something buried deep, something she had promised herself she would never release. Cassandra laughed cruelly. "Oh no, did we break your precious uniform? Don't worry, maybe it finally matches your broken personality." The cafeteria filled with mocking laughter, but in the corner, one boy, Ryan, a quiet observer and top student, watched with clenched jaw and eyes burning with anger. He had seen enough, but before he could step in, something unexpected happened. Alina stood. Her body trembled, but her eyes no longer hid behind her hair. They burned with fury, with a strength no one had ever seen before. Cassandra sneered, "What, are you finally going to speak, mouse girl?" Alina's voice came out steady, low, and dangerous. "You should have never touched me." The cafeteria went dead silent. Cassandra raised her eyebrows in mock amusement. Or what? In the blink of an eye, Alina moved. Years of suppressed training, years of secret martial arts classes her father had forced her into after he saw how broken she came home every day, all poured out in one swift, powerful strike. Alina's knee shot up with lightning speed, connecting with Cassandra's ribs with a crack so sharp it silenced the entire room. Cassandra stumbled back, clutching her side, her eyes wide with shock and pain, the laughter gone, replaced by gasps and stunned silence. Her friends froze, too stunned to act, as Alina stood tall, her torn uniform no longer a mark of shame but a banner of her strength. "You think being loud makes you powerful," Alina said, her voice strong now, echoing in the stunned cafeteria. "But true power comes from standing when the world tries to crush you." Cassandra groaned, collapsing to the ground, her friends rushing to her side, suddenly stripped of their arrogance. For the first time, they looked at Alina not as prey, but as someone terrifying, someone untouchable. The students erupted not in laughter, but in cheers. Some clapped, some shouted, some stood in awe. Ryan, still frozen, felt something shift inside him. Respect, admiration, maybe even more. Alina didn't bask in the attention. She simply adjusted her ripped uniform, picked up her tray, and walked out of the cafeteria with her head high. That day marked a turning point. The shy girl was no longer invisible. She had shattered the walls around her. And with that one strike, she had changed not just her story, but inspired dozens of silent victims who had once watched in fear. And as she walked past the stunned faces, she whispered to herself, "No more hiding." To be continued in Chapter 2.